$589. Yes, $589 was tweeted by Solana. And no, this wasn't random. Something big is happening behind the scenes between Solana and the XRP ecosystem. A bridge is being built, and once it goes live, everything changes. So what does this actually mean for people who hold XRP? Let me break it down clearly. Because right now, a $738 per XRP chart is also circulating. Does that chart even make sense, or is it just hype? I'll explain exactly what's going on. We'll also talk about Raoul Pal's thoughts on the idea of the United States building a Bitcoin reserve and why he believes it's a bad idea. But first, let's start with the most important news. Solana tweets 589. Solana's main account didn't explain the number. They didn't need to. Anyone who understands the XRP ecosystem knew immediately this was not a price prediction. This was a signal, a message to the XRP community that something massive is about to happen, a connection between Solana and the XRP Ledger in a way we have never seen before. This could be one of the biggest cross-chain developments of the last 10 years. Here's what's really happening. Solana is positioning itself as a new execution endpoint for XRP Ledger flows, RLUSD flows, and institutional-grade settlement pipelines. And they used the most legendary meme number in XRP history, 589, to announce it. That was not an accident. They knew exactly what they were doing. If you want to stay ahead of changes like this, now is the best time to join XRP Insiders Elite. This is where you get early access to developments most people never see, learn how institutions actually think, and get premium strategies before the rest of the market reacts. You'll find the links in the video description. Use code MILLIONAIRE to get 10% off for a limited time. Now here's where everything starts to click. The $589 reference was posted by Bank XRP, and it lines up perfectly with Axelar's infrastructure plans. XRP and RLUSD will be able to move directly from the XRP Ledger and the XRPL EVM sidechain straight into Solana. This isn't speculation, it's already being built. Once Axelar releases final confirmations, real routes go live. That's why Solana sent the signal early. This is huge for Solana. Until now, most of Solana's liquidity came from DeFi native stablecoins, but Ripple's rails change everything. Solana gains direct access to real institutional money flows, cross-border FX, treasury movement, enterprise settlement, and global liquidity. This instantly puts Solana in a completely different league. For XRP, this is even bigger. It removes isolation risk. XRP becomes a true cross-ecosystem settlement asset. Capital can now move from the XRP Ledger into Solana's DeFi ecosystem, perpetuals, lending markets, and liquidity pools, and more. The bridge doesn't just connect chains, it expands XRP's entire world. That's the real reason Solana used the 589 number. It was a message saying, "We see you, we respect the XRP community, and big things are coming." But this isn't the end of the story. Raoul Pal believes a U.S. Bitcoin strategic reserve is a distraction. The U.S. already controls the world's reserve currency. It doesn't need Bitcoin for security. And if the government becomes one of the largest Bitcoin holders, that creates serious conflicts, supply control, liquidity management, and market influence. That's not what Bitcoin was designed for. A smarter move would be investing in infrastructure tokens like XRP, Solana, Chainlink, and XLM. Build payment rails, build tokenization systems, build settlement infrastructure. Don't chase price, build the future. Because while Bitcoin dominates headlines, the real transformation is happening quietly inside the XRP ecosystem. Payments, stablecoins, tokenization, real estate, treasuries, business credit, all moving on-chain. And XRP is becoming one of the most important places where this shift begins. Now about that $738 XRP chart. Blockbull's analysis shows a multi-year compression pattern similar to 2017. When XRP broke out back then, the move shocked the entire market. The current structure shows the same type of buildup. This doesn't guarantee a specific price. Nothing in markets is guaranteed. But it does show that XRP is transitioning from a retail speculation story into an infrastructure asset story. Institutions don't chase hype, they chase rails. And XRP was never designed to be flashy. It was designed to be the plumbing, the invisible layer that moves value while others focus on charts and headlines. That's why this moment matters. Solana as a high-speed execution layer, Ripple's institutional partners, XRPL, RLUSD, EVM sidechains, and now true interoperability. Each piece strengthens the entire system. That's why volume is rising, not from speculation, but from real usage. When you step back, the narrative that XRP has no use case completely collapses. Tokenized funds are already live. Real-world assets are already being issued. FX routes are already operating. This isn't theory. It's happening right now. Most people miss this because they only watch price. Institutions watch infrastructure. They focus on what's being built quietly while retail waits for fireworks. That's how real opportunities are created. Ripple has survived regulation, lawsuits, bear markets, and non-stop criticism. Projects that survive pressure usually have the strongest foundations. And the irony is clear. Just as tokenization, stablecoins, and real-time settlement become the biggest narratives in crypto, XRP was designed for all this years ago. XRP isn't just moving because crypto is going up. It's moving because it's becoming part of a new global banking system. And the Solana connection is a massive step forward, adding high-throughput execution to institutional settlement flows. This isn't about memes, it's about building the Internet of Money. The only real question now isn't if XRP will matter, it's how important it becomes when the new financial rails fully replace the old ones. If you want to be early instead of reactive, now is the time. Welcome to Crypto Express.